Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be giving you a step-by-step guide to making the easiest pan of cornbread dressing you will probably ever make in your life. So let's get into the video. The ingredients you will need are a yellow onion, celery, poultry seasoning, sage, a stick of butter, chicken broth, chicken bouillon powder, and 2 large eggs. Of course, the main ingredient for cornbread dressing is going to be cornbread, and you can use a homemade recipe, or if you would like to eliminate those extra steps, go ahead and use your preferred boxed cornbread mix. And it's best to make your cornbread the day before you actually plan on making your dressing, just so you don't have to wait on it to cool. So now we're going to go ahead and chop our celery and chop our onions. Once you're done with that, you should have about 2 cups of celery and 2 cups of onions. Now we're going to go ahead and melt our stick of butter. Once that's melted, go ahead and add in your chopped celery and onions. And then you're going to pour in about 32 ounces of chicken broth. You can add in chicken bouillon powder for extra flavor, but that is totally optional. It's up to you. We're also going to add in our sage and poultry seasoning. Give everything a good mix. Bring it to a boil. We're going to let that boil for about 10 minutes to soften the celery and onions. The measurements for everything will be in the description box below. So while we're waiting on that, we're going to go ahead and break up the bread. You can use your hands for this step, or you can use a spoon or a fork or whatever you want to use. But just break up the cornbread so that once you pour everything in, it's easier to mix. Then we're going to go ahead and beat our 2 large eggs and pour that in. Mix it with your cornbread. This will bind your dressing, so you want to make sure that you take your time, mix it thoroughly so every bit of the cornbread is covered. After 10 minutes, your celery and onion should be softened, and you can go ahead and pour that broth in with your cornbread. Give everything a really good mix. And then we're going to add in chicken broth. We're going to gradually add that in, mix, add a little more, mix, and repeat that process until everything is mixed really well. This next step is completely optional, but it does add amazing flavor. But what I like to do is add in a box of stovetop. The flavors in there are so good, and it's going to add a very nice touch to your homemade dressing. So once that's added in, I'm going to mix it in and add the rest of my chicken broth. Again, the measurements will be in the description box below. But we're just going to add everything together, mix it really well, and get ready to bake. Now we're going to go ahead and cover our pan with foil. Bake it covered for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. And then we're going to uncover it and bake it for another 30 minutes uncovered at 350 degrees. As you can see, it's very moist. If you don't like your dressing moist, you like it more dry, just add less chicken broth. But the finished product comes out amazing every time if you follow this recipe. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you do not have your post notifications on, go ahead and turn those on by clicking the bell at the top right.